Entry number 1, blades in my back. A man can only be crossed so many times before he closes his heart to the world. Betrayal is something I know all too well, almost to the point of comfort and indifference when faced with the feeling. Friends, lovers, partners, and mentors, I've lost them all at one point or another. And I find that with each passing day, it becomes clearer to me why people are suffering with the lives they've carved out for themselves. Most decent people get the incredibly short end of the stick, while tyranny and greed are met with praise and admiration by many. I find myself in a never-ending battle internally between the desire to create prosperity for the people I love and the lust and almost hard-hearted disdain for society as a whole. Multiple voices in my head with entirely different views and a mutual hatred for the other. You were put here to serve, says the voice of reason. Remember your purpose. While the voice of bitterness and selfish desires preaches something else entirely. Use them, he says. You have only yourself. Or have you forgotten the countless people that have tried to use you for their own gain, only to leave you out in the freezing rain afterwards? I think the greatest conflict a man faces inside is knowing that no matter which voice he listens to, there is an incredibly painful price to pay. He can either humble himself and decide to serve humanity to gain spiritual self-fulfillment and love from a few good people while being spit on by the masses and missing out on so many earthly pleasures that he craves so deeply. Or he can give in to those selfish and so very delicious earthly desires that he knows deep down will lead to his destruction in the long term. Suffer now for the promise of peace and happiness later, or throw it all away and live a fast life of hedonistic pleasures and superficial success. This is the ultimate decision a man has to make. And I'd be lying to myself if I said I've made my decision.